Yeah, what it is. Now listen. It's simple. All right. It's really simple. Tonight, I want to talk about something that's actually been on my mind for a minute. I think what it is nobody understands exactly how you come across it. How do you fix things? How do you get ahead? How do you get ahead of the curve? You get ahead. How do you get ahead in life? It's very hard to get ahead in life when you are surrounded by a bunch of people who have a tendency of pulling you down, believing that there's only room for one winner at the top. The crab mentality is rooted in fear. They refuse to share a source, a connect, a plug, a link, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because they genuinely believe that your success will somehow lessen theirs. You know, refusing to share a job connect because they feel like that spot is guaranteed for them. You know, they sacrifice community for a false sense of security. Like, putting me on is not gonna stop your paper. Real shit. Like, putting me on ain't gonna change your paper. Solo, what up? Putting me on ain't gonna change you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel threatened because I'm picking your brain, you know, for assistance. Like, people are threatened that, oh, he gonna do better than me. He gonna do better than me. So I ain't gonna put them on and tell them where I got this from or how to do this or how to do that, because they gonna be better than me. I seen that shit so much. Man, when I started podcasting, I seen a lot of that shit. And it used to bother me, like, yo, we don't even have the same type of podcast. Like, we different. You can't show me how to do that or how you did that, you know? Like, it was just a lot of fake shit that was going on with this podcast shit. So what I did was, I said, fuck it. I ain't gonna never have that type of mentality. If you come to me for help and I can help you, I'ma help you. It doesn't matter what you doing. You know, it doesn't shorten my creativity. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about content creators such as myself, we gonna figure that shit out. We not gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's a fucked up way of gatekeeping, bro. Straight up. Gatekeeping based on personal struggles and trauma is crazy. The first thing they'll tell you is, man, I had to do all this by myself. I had to fight my way up, so you should too. Nothing was given to me, you know what I'm saying? They want you to suffer because they suffered. You know what I'm saying? Back to it, a friend refusing to give you a job referral because when I started, nobody helped me, so why should I help you type of shit? Because they don't want the road more easy than them. But when you elevate, you should want to see everybody around you elevating. So you should be wanting to get them the tricks of the trade. You know what I'm saying? Wanting them, you know, their route might not be the same route as yours, but at least you want to make sure that they get a foot in the door. And that's the crazy thing about it, because I've seen that shit, bro. Like, I'm gonna say this, like, real. It's people out here that want to see other people win, especially if you call yourself family, friends, a team, a partner. You should want to see everybody around you win. You should never want to see nobody down. I mean, I ain't saying just hand them over the wins, but if you got a source or a plug or something that's going to help everybody else around you eat, then that's what you should be doing. Because at the end of the day, it's a team thing. Nobody ever got to the top by themselves. I don't care what they telling you. Nobody ever got it to the top by themselves. So if I'm truly your brother, you truly my brother, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, whatever way, whatever route, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get on together. Gatekeeping because you had to struggle, you had to get to the top, you had to work for what you had is crazy. The whole I had to walk so you could run mentality, that's what I love. You know what I'm saying? I love to see everybody around me win. You know what I'm saying? Not try to validate their pain by making you endure yours. Like, if we get through this shit together, we get through this shit together. Like, if I make it to the top, I'm bringing you with me. There's no point of having you around if, you know what I'm saying, I can't teach you nothing, you can't teach me nothing. That's just dumb. You at this point, you know what I'm saying, we cool. A lot of times people will disguise gatekeeping as a protecting the integrity of the craft. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you they make you jump through 10 extra hoops for entry they never had to do. They never had to do this shit. They didn't have to jump through these hoops. They claim they're testing your commitment when they do that. They'll make somebody new redo a basic task 3 or 4 times, and they got it the first time, but now I want you to do it over. You know what I'm saying? You did it right the first time, but I want to make you do it because I want to see if you got the strength to keep going, because this ain't no easy field. I get it. Cool. Hard work pays off. All of that. But I don't believe in making somebody suffer more than what they have to, bro. If you out here working, you out here grinding, and I see it, I see you want it, I see you desire it, then go for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just back up and be scared just because you're scared. You can't judge somebody on how bad they want something just based off of your tests. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what that person had to do to get to this point, to get, you know what I'm saying, to this job, to this goal, to this, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what they had to go through. So the fact that you want to test them with your limits is crazy. Sometimes you got a lot of people that are withhold key details and shit to maintain power too. You know, a real friend to connect you to the whole team. A gatekeeper introduces you to everybody but the boss, the investor, or the one person who could truly change your life. Because again, they threaten. They don't, you know, they talk you up to the assistance, to the help, but they forget to mention you to the major decision makers. You know what I'm saying? The ones that got the most pull and got the most power. They forget to mention you in those rooms. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rooms people don't mention me in. I personally don't be giving a fuck. I ain't gonna hold you, because I feel like once my name do get mentioned in the room, I'm gonna become the room. And so that's how I look at it too. You know what I'm saying? I am the room. I will become the room. So mentioning me, or even, you know what I'm saying, that's how confident I am in myself. I am the room. So by even giving me the slightest bit of nudge, or mentioning me, or mentioning what I'm doing, or mentioning anything that I'm involved in, that's just a way to get me my foot in the door and for me to take over. That's what they feel. That's what they think. You know what I'm saying? They try to keep you close. They want to keep their eye on you. You know what I'm saying? But they want to keep the real power closer. So they don't want to let you get a foot in the door. And that's where all that shit comes down to. You know what I'm saying? They will criticize your success to pull you down. You know what I'm saying? They never give you pure praise. You know what I'm saying? It's always a backhanded compliment. It's always something slick. That's great you got that promotion, but you know you only got it because such and such quit. You know what I'm saying? They try to poison your celebration with doubt. They try to make, you know what I'm saying, make it feel like you ain't shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo success is minuscule. Hey man, that's cool that you did that, man. But you know what? I did that in my first week. My first go round, I got that much. So they try to challenge your success and make you doubt, like, you know what I'm saying? The world has a real funny way of making it seem like you ain't doing shit. Even though something is big to you as that promotion, that's big to you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been promoted in this job before. That's big to you. But you always got that one person. You always got that one person that try to hold you down. You know what I'm saying? Again, they try to poison your celebration with doubt. You know, they want you to question your worth so you don't rise too high. You know, they give vague, non-committal advice to slow your progress. You know what I'm saying? When you ask for specific advice, they hit you with the just work harder or you'll figure it out. Generic nonsense, you know, ask for feedback on a business plan or a podcast, and they just say, oh man, it needs more seasoning. But they don't tell you the seasoning that it needs. They don't give you, you know what I'm saying? It's like they withholding the wisdom because knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? And they teach you that knowledge is definitely power. They don't want you to adapt, to evolve. And that's the fucked up thing about it too. Like, so yeah, it's tough when you dealing with gatekeepers, and they don't and I'm the ones that know they gatekeepers too. You know what I'm saying? Them the ones, you know, they got a fear of being replaced or surpassed by a protege, student versus the teacher type of thing. You know what I'm saying? They'll sit here and they'll only teach you so much because that fear is there. You know, it happens in every industry, every workforce. You know, they refuse to mentor someone beneath them because they're afraid you'll steal their job, you'll steal their shine. An experienced person refusing to train a junior staff person, you know, on a high level skill because it makes them indispensable. It's like, man, I'm training my replacement type shit. But who's to say that person will want to stay at that job? Who's to say they just don't want to get the knowledge right then and there and then bounce to something better? You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been cutthroat like that. I don't never want to overtake nobody's position or nothing like that. I get all the experience I need and then use that and find another job. I've done that pretty much my whole life. Like, shit, I don't want to cut nobody's legs off. I move around quick. And it's just basically just being smart. You know what I'm saying? You got people who also undermine your efforts behind the scenes. Like, they are the ones who agree in the meeting, but agree in your face, but then they'll send like a text message behind your back or an email or some shit, you know, praising you to a potential partner. You know what I'm saying? They'll praise the fuck out of, yeah, they good money. You know what I'm saying? But they do got a tendency, you know, to cheat. They do got a tendency to lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, backhanded shit. Like, yeah, that's my boy. That's my man. He good money. You know, woo. I seen that shit too. You know what I'm saying? They throw sand in your path. They throw it on your path and make you feel like, shit, you big money, but you ain't as good as them type shit. We seen that. Come on now. Y'all see that shit. You know, they throw sand in your path while pretending to cheer you on. And if you know anything about that, you know how that shit be. You know, they projecting their personal fears onto others. The crab mentality, right, is fueled by self-hate. I really think if you spend your time trying to pull people down or trying to kick people down and keep them at the same level beneath you and never over you, you hate yourself. I ain't gonna hold you. You hate yourself. If they rise, they won't need me. So you subconsciously keep them small. A friend constantly pointing out, man, you thinking too much. Your goal's too high. Start here. You know what I'm saying? It's too ambitious. Slow down. You know, because their own ambition is dead. They content where they at and they ain't trying to elevate. So they don't want to see you elevate either. The internal fear is they are being a part of your external potential. Like you growing. And everything that you put your foot to and your mind to, you off to the races. You growing, you building. You know what I'm saying? They keep vital information hidden from you. You know, they talk loudly about a key event, something, networking event, something that everybody need to be at, or a grant with some money that's for businesses and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they conveniently forget to send you the link or the time or the place. You know what I'm saying? Inviting everybody to hang, but not mentioning that, oh man, you know, it's such and such, you know, they might, Jay-Z or some shit might be in the building. They ain't gonna tell you that. Yeah, man, pull up, man, come through, kick it with us, blah, blah, blah. They hoping you be like, all right, man, nah, man, I got some other shit to do. But they know if they tell you, oh man, you know, Jay-Z gonna be in the building, bro. You know, now they know you gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? They know you gonna pull up now. Styles, what up, my boy? They know you gonna pull up now. If they just be like, yo, we doing this, we got this networking event, we popping out, we politicking, woo. And then you be like, in your mind, you be like, damn. Nah, man, that don't sound too interesting to me. But now, again, if you tell them, man, you know, Beyonce in the building, man, she gonna be, you know, giving singing tips, singing advice, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Now, you know, a motherfucker ain't gonna turn down an opportunity to be in the room with a motherfucker that's already made it. But you ain't gonna put that piece of information out. That's gatekeeping. That's gatekeeping at its finest. I done seen it. You know what I'm saying? I got that wrong. I don't know. I don't know if I got that wrong. I'm from a city of cutthroats, bro. I don't know how it is in NYC, but I'm from city where crab in a bucket mentality is a big thing. It's like you get points for pulling other motherfuckers down. Like, my city is probably one of the most self-hating cities I've ever seen in my life. And that's not speaking to everybody in the city. That's just speaking to the vultures. Like, it's literally a vulture city for real. So, I think it is. I think gatekeeping is a form of self-hate, though. Not gatekeeping. The crab mentality is a form of self-hate. Not the gatekeeping part of it, but if you constantly see me pushing and trying to make it to a level that you ain't made it yet, and you know what I'm saying, you see that I'm about to surpass you, you know what I'm saying, I'm pulling you down. And then I'm gonna get a bunch of motherfuckers out here on the same shit as me. We pulling you down too. So it is a self-hate, because you got that one motherfucker, oh man, you know, I used to be able, and I used to do this, and I used to get that, and we used to, and now you look back like, I ain't doing none of that shit no more. So I'ma hate on the next nigga that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just because I ain't doing it no more. Bingo. It is competition. It is competition. I will definitely agree with you on that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely competition. So look. So now we think about it. Is the gatekeeper real, or are you the problem? You know what I'm saying? Stop immediately blaming the system. If you didn't get the job you wanted, did you submit a weak resume? Did you know what I'm saying, go through the motions and make sure what you was doing? Because a lot of times people will sit here and say, oh man, they hating on me, blah, blah, blah. But you got to understand, like, did you talk, you know what I'm saying? Did you talk down about whatever it is you're trying to do? Did you put your full effort into it? Like I said, when I came into podcasting, I ain't gonna hold you, it wasn't a lot of people that was trying to help me. It wasn't. When I first started, it wasn't. You know, I was doing this podcast and I thought I was on the come up. And this was before Bet the House. And I thought I was on the come up, and then, you know, me and that person, we fell out at the time. And then everything that I felt like, oh man, I got people that's listening, I got people that's supporting, I got people that's doing this. And then once I started stepping out on my own, I found out, like, damn, these people ain't supporting. They ain't with it. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? It fucked me up. Like, so, and then I would go ask people for help, and they'd be like, nah, man, can't help you. Ooh, this and that, and this. I was like, all right, cool. So I started doing shit on my own. I started learning, I started researching, I started testing shit out on my own, because I felt like in this game at that point, this was like 2018, wasn't nobody gonna help me. So I had to get out here and do this shit myself, because I had that mentality. All right, you don't want to help me? Cool. Everything that you doing, I'm gonna be better at that, and I'm gonna crush your shit. And that's how I came up with that mentality. Like, all right, I ain't waiting for nobody, you know what I'm saying? But I had to think about it like, it ain't that they was gatekeeping. It was just, they really just didn't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So I think you gotta sometimes find yourself in there. It might be some actual, they might not be gatekeeping. They just don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Redefining the phrase. Now I'm gonna get to it. But I think, like I said, if you got some tips of survival, you know what I'm saying, and you got your foot in the door and you trying to make sure ain't nobody else getting their foot in the door, that's gatekeeping. Straight up. But now, if you do give me a foot in the door, but you don't give me a foot all the way in the door, you want to get me just enough, like we talked about early in this live, that you want to give me just enough that I don't surpass you. You want to pull me down once you see me coming up. You want to snatch my legs up from under me. That's a crab in the bucket mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's two different things. They the same, but it's two different things. You know what I'm saying? There is a difference between requesting help and expecting a handout. I'm not asking nobody for a handout. I'm not asking for nobody to do nothing for me for free, or, you know what I'm saying, nothing just because. I'm not asking for that. I'm gonna work for everything I got. You know what I'm saying? I think, like, you can't call somebody you ain't spoke to in a year and demand they send you, you know what I'm saying, they plugs. Like, you see them on social media, you see them grinding, shit like that. You ain't talked to this motherfucker in a year. I ain't talked to you in a year. Me being the heart that I have, I probably still help you, but you can't demand that help, because we ain't close. I don't talk to you. Now, if I decide not to help you, I wouldn't be at fault for that, because shit, we ain't told. And you can't get mad and be, oh man, you gatekeeping, you holding me down. How? We don't talk. But I'm the type of person, I will help anybody. Unless you fuck me over. You know what I'm saying? But if you demanding access, you deserve the locked door. Like, don't come in demanding shit, because at the end of the day, the information that I'm giving, I don't have to give it to you. And you don't have to give it to me if the shoe's on the other foot. But I'm not expecting a handout. I will work. I done paid for information that I felt I really needed. I ain't gonna hold you. And I probably felt salty, like, damn, you charging me for the help, like, type shit. But I realized that, you know, the game is to be sold, not be told. So a lot of times people will do shit for you for a price. Don't ever think that they just doing it for free. Now, there are some real solid people out here that will do shit just for the free. I wish I was charging for a lot of knowledge and shit and a lot of things that I done did to help people throughout my life. I'd probably be a millionaire right now. I ain't gonna hold you. But I think with me just having the heart that I have, a lot of times I just be like, man, charge it to the game. Don't even worry about it. You got to ask yourself, when you asking for help or you asking for a foot in the door, have you invested in that person you're asking to invest in you? What I mean by that is, have you poured, they might be selling something. Did you buy their product? They might be a podcaster. Did you go listen? Did you like? Did you share? Did you subscribe? You know what I'm saying? There might be your homies that got the plug. You got to connect. Have you checked in on him, his family, his mental? Have you asked what they need? See, a lot of times people just, you know what I'm saying, they just worried about themselves and how they can feed themselves and how they can get themselves. But friendship is reciprocal. And I had to really learn that. I've been starting to learn that shit a little bit more, you know. Friendship, mentorship, all that stuff, you know, plugs, connects, put me in the room with this person, blah, blah, blah. So, man, you want to be in the room with Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? You think that shit just gonna get handed to you? Fuck no. Fuck no. Them people gonna pay the pipe on that type of shit. And I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame you for that shit. When people hold information without realizing it, sometimes people aren't malicious. Their intent isn't malicious. They're just busy. You know what I'm saying? They forget to move forward. They forget to send that email or that text or let you know who all in the building. You know what I'm saying? You got to give grace where it's due. You can't expect everybody's mind to be right where you want their mind to be. Sometimes people's mind don't be there. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got a whole lot of kids, couple podcasts, couple businesses, you know what I'm saying, family, life issues, shit like that. Sometimes my mind don't be there. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't intentional. You know what I'm saying? You got to give grace. Follow up though. If you felt like I ain't do something, I ain't gave you a key piece of information, follow up. Don't just assume. Don't just assume that, you know what I'm saying, I'm smash trying to pull you down or hold you down. Don't just assume that shit. Like, it be a lot of shit that be going on. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times people will take boundaries as gatekeeping and pulling you down. A person says, no, I can't lend you money right now, right? That ain't gatekeeping. That's a healthy boundary. Learn the difference. Getting angry, you know, when somebody can't meet with you, you know, you just popping up and then you get mad that they can't, you know what I'm saying? They got shit to do. Respecting the time is the price of the admission. Like, I don't move on your time. If I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you. Don't get it twisted. But I don't move on your time. I don't move when you want me to move. Shit like that. You know, I think a lot of times you got to spend more time. You got to spend more time executing than complaining. You know what I'm saying? You turn around, you spend 3 hours on social media complaining about being held out or being held back. You know what I'm saying? When you could spend 30 minutes trying to execute the goal. You know what I'm saying? You writing a 10 paragraph about unfairness and being treated like shit instead of updating your resume, updating your portfolio, coming up with a business plan, coming up with, you know what I'm saying, your next move in its entirety. Like me, I don't spend no time bullshitting. I've been in the background working on this show. And that's it. I just been in the background working on this show, this live show, January 10th in Chicago. I'll explain all this later live with your boy Big Smash. I've been in the background just working on that shit. You know, execution defeats complaints every single time. I will complain, but guess what I'm doing when I'm doing that complaining? I'm figuring out how to make that complaint less of a complaint and more of an execution. I'm not blaming others around me for my lack of knowledge or my lack of necessary skills. You can't blame everybody for being for locking the door when you haven't done the work. Complaining about a certificate requirement or something, you know what I'm saying, when you refuse to take the class, that's your fault. You have to close that skill gap before you can even say somebody gatekeeping or holding you down or pulling you down. You ain't put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And then you not putting yourself in the right rooms. You can't sit at home and be chilling and just expect, you know what I'm saying, connections to fall in your lap. Refusing to go to networking events and conferences and then complaining that nobody gave you a connection. Yes, they did. You just felt like, oh man, that's boring. I don't want to do that shit. Nobody's holding you down but yourself in that situation, because the first gate you have to open is your own front door. You gotta open your door first. You can't sit in the crib all day and just expect shit to get handed to you, bro. And then you expect the people around you to do all the work. You know what I'm saying? You asking for the complete answers. Me, just give me a pointer. Just point me in the right direction. I'm a figure it out after that. You know what I'm saying? But I got a whole 50-page business plan. I'm not gonna expect you to read my 50-page business plan and give me pointers and tips page for page. No. You out here to advise. You know what I'm saying? You not manage. I could do that shit myself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when people feel like somebody is holding them back or keeping information or withdrawing information, and they don't want to train you because they feel you'll surpass them, you got to recognize their fear as a compliment. A lot of times that's what it is. They see your potential and they keep trying to protect their own small kingdom because they know you're going to surpass that small kingdom. You're going to create an even bigger kingdom. And that's how it was for me. Like I'm on that. I don't give a fuck. I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? The best advice that I will give people is become your own plug. That's what I did. I became my own plug. I ain't think twice. I stopped waiting for permission. If you lock the door on me, I'm going to build my own entrance. I'm going to stop waiting for the door to open. I'm going to build my own table. Instead of waiting for an invitation, I'm going to start my own community. That shit sounds so familiar, don't it? I done burned down a lot of communities and, elevated, moved on, moved forward, in a matter of no time, and I ain't saying like, I'm just saying I'm knowledgeable enough to know like, I am my primary investor. I am my highest authority. So, I move past the block door instantly and efficiently. I don't spend 3 days being mad about one closed door. There's like 50 more I can just open up. If I got ignored for something that I felt like I earned, all right, cool. I gotta be, I'm gonna go find 3 or 4 more doors that I'ma earn. I gotta be ruthless with that shit. Being mad is a wasted energy. It's a wasted energy. You don't get nothing from being mad. Redirection is currency. Like it's money to be made somewhere. I just got to figure it out, and I can't stand here and be mad about it. Then on top of that, you're sitting on a gold mine and you just don't know it. Using the internet. All the information the gatekeepers got, let me tell you something. Software, process, the formula, all that shit is available online. Google, YouTube, online courses that are free to learn the secret skill they wouldn't teach you. This shit is free. It's free. The internet is your greatest teacher. Use it. Find other people that are trying to climb just like you. Stop competing with your peers for one spot. Collaborate. I can't stress this shit enough, man. Collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Partner with other people who are on the same level as you. Y'all share knowledge. And that way y'all smack the gatekeeper together because it's more than one head, more than one mind, more than one body. So, you know what I'm saying? Your shared strength, you sharing strength, it's always going to be greater than your individual struggle. Here's a key thing too about crab in the bucket mentality. Focus on the ladder. Don't focus on the crab. When you are climbing, if you stop to argue with the crab or you look back, y'all both falling. Ignore the noise and focus on the goal. Don't respond to the gossip or the subtle sabotage. Let your success be the only noise that you make. Focus on that ladder. You looking. You ain't got time to look back or look down. The only way you looking down is if you got an eye forward and an eye backwards and you reaching your hand trying to pull somebody else up. But you always got to remember, you don't know if that person is trying to grab your hand to succeed or to pull you down. So be careful. That's a tricky slope. You got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself. You feel like you're being left out, you're being pushed out. You got to use that as motivation to work twice hard on yourself. Go mode is your defense. Every time they reject you, dedicate 2 more hours, 3 more hours, 4 more hours to your side hustle, to your side craft. Turn their negativity into fuel. Once you get out the ladder, right? Commit yourself to building 2 new ladders, right? The biggest flex is to pay it forward. Don't pull the ladder. Don't pull the ladder up now that you up. Build a whole new staircase, build a whole new ladder. Once you get that job or you get that promotion or you get that money or whatever, you know, mentor somebody else on how to do it, on navigating, pay it forward. Don't let, oh man, nobody helped me, so I ain't gonna help nobody. Nah, you can't think like that, bro. You can't think like that. If somebody helped you, help them. Your legacy defined by who you lift up, not who you hold down. I was the type, I was always going to build my own table. I ain't wait for no invitation. You know what I'm saying? I built my own community, I was my own company. I was my own brand. That set the standard. You know what I'm saying? I became the industry I wanted to see. And it might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it means something to me because it's mine. I created that. You know what I'm saying? I always offer, you know, any knowledge, anything that I got, because again, I want to see everybody move and grow and build. You know what I'm saying? You get people around you by being valuable, not needy. I never wanted to be needy or, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was always going to work for mine, but pulling people down, you see a lot of that. You see a lot of people pulling each other down and y'all all running the same race. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never waiting for nobody else's validation. I'm going to celebrate my wins loudly and consistently. You know, when I achieve a goal, it is big to me. I don't care who is not big to, but it's big to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to treat myself to something nice. I'm going to show out for me. You know, I'm going to share my victory with my real circle. You know what I'm saying? Again, you are your biggest investor. So every time you reach a goal or something that you feel like you reaching this goal, honor that shit, man. Don't let nobody tell you what's big or what's small in your mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grind. So when you think of it like that, you just got to grind the way that you grind. Everybody, it's always going to be somebody trying to pull you down off that ladder because they don't want to see you make it like they did, you know? The crab mentality is a choice, and it's made by insecure people. I chose to become an elevator, someone who moves up and takes others with them. You know, I can't control the crabs, but you can control your climb. So again, you looking back at the crabs when you need to just be focusing on getting to the top. The real explanation for tonight's episode is simple. The only person who can truly gatekeep your success is you. Your biggest barrier isn't the person saying no. It's your refusal to believe that it can't be done and that you can't build your own door. Go build your empire, right? And take the right ones with you. That's it. Take who you gonna take with you, man. You can't save everybody. Everybody ain't gonna give you the secret Krabby Patty formula. None of that, man. You got to get out here. Like I said, the internet is your biggest equalizer. Run with it. Y'all already know what this is. January 10th. We are live. We are live in the building. Tap in. Tickets go on sale this Friday, man, which is also my birthday. 2-for-1 special there. Y'all already know what this is. I catch y'all when I catch y'all. You ready? I'll explain all this later live. It ain't just a moment. It is the moment. See you soon.